The concept of urban gardening has been gaining traction in cities all around the world, but one scientific discovery is giving the phrase a whole new meaning. And here to explain how people could start growing vegetables without any soil at all are Richard Campbell. He is the founder of To Soil Less, and also Professor Zena Clardy from Tennessee State University is here too. Welcome to you. Good to see you all.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so what we're talking about is, you don't need any soil anymore. This just blows my mind. It sounds like something from outer space. But you actually came up with this, you founded this whole idea?
Yeah, basically about 20 years ago, my uncle asked me to come out and explain a phenomenon in the yard. And what we saw was a watermelon plant growing out of a gravel bed designed for weed block. He says, Richard, what is this? What's happening here? I said, well, it looks like it's possible that the rocks may be supporting this watermelon to grow. And right then and there, gravel gardening was born. For 15 years, we started to do this in our home garden in Nashville, Tennessee. And about 5 years ago, we started to study this closer.
And what is your background? What is your area of expertise in?
I'm actually an MBA, management consultant.
So not gardening, not agriculture.
Gardening, not agriculture.
But they were asking you for answers.
Asking me for answers. Go figure it out.
All right, so Richard, you brought some plants here to show us and some pebbles?
Some gravel. River pea gravel.
What are we looking at here?
Well, basically, you're looking at plants that were planted from seed within the past week, pretty much. These were all planted within the last week. Those are microgreens, savory mix. These are marigolds. We have peas. We have sunflowers. We have
so we're not just talking about a little tiny weedy kind of things. We're talking about vegetables. And fruits. Things you can actually eat.
Sprouts, absolutely.
Wow.
A lot of these things right here, these microgreens, you can cut them and eat them right now. These are designed to grow a couple inches and then eat right out of the pot.
How nutritious are they?
Oh, very. Microgreens are one of the more nutritious types of food. A couple studies have shown that. But the reason this works is that the rocks have the nutrients in it already.
Wow. Zena, I think I've seen maybe moss growing on a rock. Yeah. Like the only thing I've seen like this. Is this so much different from that concept?
Yeah, this is kind of revolutionary. Normally we grow from soil, but we know the earth is small and it's getting smaller, and so we need to find alternative ways and methods to grow in. So rock is a good idea. It's plentiful, and you can find it in different places to support life.
Do you need to use a special kind of rock or gravel to make this work, or will it work with any rock?
I'll let Richard answer.
Not any rock. We have found that sedimentary rock. There are three types of rock on the planet. Sedimentary is the one that comes from the waters, the rivers, lakes, and oceans. And metamorphic.
Metamorphic.
You got it. Well, it's the sedimentary brand of rock, or the kind of rock that the planet produces in water naturally, that is made up of the sediment of the sea and falls down and fossilizes on the earth. But when you add water to these rocks, add some water to this, out comes plant food.
Because it was in the sea?
Because it was in the sea and made up of the sediment of the sea.
So that is the key there.
That is the key.
There's nutrients on that rock.
There's nutrients in the rock all the way to the core.
Wow. When did you come up with this concept? How old is this?
Well, we figured it out that it's possible back in '94, but it was about 5 years ago when I stumbled on the sedimentary aspect and then started to put two and two together. That it leaches out potassium, one of the main ingredients for plant growth.
And I love the fact that it grows so quickly. You said these are just a few days old, and look at them popping up.
This was planted on Friday from seed.
Wow.
Now, we use Fiji water because Fiji is a quicker growing water for plants and stuff.
You're talking about bottled water?
Bottled Fiji, just for this inside stuff.
It couldn't be any other bottled water? It has to be Fiji water?
Well, a friend of mine, Jason Turner, his son did a study at a school, compared DC tap water with three types of bottled water, and the Fiji one as the out of sight.
It has the most nutrition
impact,
in it?
most bang for the buck and the punch for plant growth. So that plus gravel, in 3 or 4 days, we're getting the growth you see in front of you.
Wow. And I'm envisioning great opportunity for urban gardeners without a lot of soil. And Zena, where else do you see this working well?
Container gardens, people in high-rises, people that don't have a lot of area to garden. This would be revolutionary.
What do you think about in the desert Southwest, where water
That would be a
at
good
a premium.
idea. Richard and I were also talking about maybe in areas where food is not plentiful, this would be a great idea, especially with the microgreens that you could grow.
And is that what they're called?
Microgreens.
Mm-hmm.
Greens.
Right.
They're considered to be extremely nutritious, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, I'm not that much of a scientist to know why, but that's what
We
they
all
say.
ask you the hard questions.
That's what they say. University of Maryland did a study on this recently and found some really good results in microgreens.
That's great.
But you asked about the Southwest, and yes, this is a tool
Drought
that you use in drought areas
yeah.
to actually grow grass.
So it's a green method of gardening.
Absolutely.
It's something for the future
Yes.
as water becomes even more and more scarce.
Absolutely.
What do you think about, out there, if we can grow green vegetables and plants on our rocks, would there possibly be plants growing on some other rock up in space somewhere?
Theoretically, the sedimentary nature of sedimentary rocks makes it possible.
But,
It's possible.
But who knows?
Who knows? We're not the space
So little
scientists.
green vegetables may be growing up there somewhere.
Exactly.
Well, it's a great concept. Thanks for showing us your great gravel gardening. Appreciate you coming in, Zena and Richard.
All right.
And coming up next here on Let's Talk Live, we're going to sit down with the two lead actors from the National Theater's stage show Dirty Dancing. So stay with us to get a preview of the classic love story next.